See what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? See how stupid these guys are at Blue Balls Entertainment? This sorry-ass gamer, I stopped firing to turn him away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gears of War Fight Night. But not only just welcome back Gears Fight Night, welcome back the beautiful.
I'm back!
The one and
finally!
Only. Come on.
I missed you, buddy.
Oh, man.
I missed you. That probably sounded really bad on stream. But I don't care. I'm back. Only for this episode, though.
Yeah.
Sadly. So don't get too attached.
You know, it's snowing out here. You know, Veli could not make it with us today.
Snow came. Phone call came. I was like, I'm in.
Yo, you know how he be just sitting on the sidelines, pinch hitter, ready to go. Like, you know, y'all need me for Fight Night. I'm here.
We're back.
Let's get it.
I'm so excited.
And so, folks, today on Fight Night, we're going to be having a great show ahead of us. We're going to be having a show match to start off the day. That's going to be E4 versus a new French team that we're going to be learning a lot more about soon. And then we're going to be having the Latin American 2K Finals, followed by the North American 2K Finals. And in our Latin American 2K Finals, we're going to be having Ronin versus World's Best. Then in North America, we're going to be having Optic Gaming versus Echo Fox. Now, Ben, the one thing I'm loving about this schedule now, you know, just kind of catch you up. Okay. Because I know you was kind of missing on a few other fight nights, you know. The Ronin versus World Best, that's going to be a saucy match. Ronin, they have a new member on their roster. They've gotten rid of Exploits, who they play with in Mexico City, and now they're going to be having Monkeys on the roster. So on Twitter, I've been seeing, you probably seen a lot on Twitter as well. No, just that about this Monkeys guy, of how talented he is. And, you know, a lot of people are scared of him from what I've seen. A lot of people are shocked that he's on the scene. So I'm excited to learn a lot more about him going to this night. And then last week, Echo Fox took down
They won, yeah. I'm excited for that. Bit of a rematch, of course, from the Fight Night, obviously, last week, the 2K Final. Can Echo Fox do it again, you think?
You know what? It's a high possibility in which Echo Fox can. Okay. I think this is the week in which, you know, you guys know me, you know, I'm always, you know, strong on Optic Gaming, and rightfully so. But, you know, this is the week where Echo Fox can really start changing up my votes a lot for the season based on how they perform, because we've never seen them do it back-to-back. But to focus more on our show match at hand, E4 versus the French Squad. And for you guys out there who do not know a lot about E4, we got a little video that we want you guys to check out.
I just came through game battles, fun playing with friends, and it just got more serious over time. I started playing Gears of War competitively because I just love the competitive nature. I love competing at a high level. To be honest with you, I don't know when I'll stop competing. As an in-game leader for my team, I like to watch obviously the other top teams on how they lead, like Explosive, Franchise, etc. But I feel like Explosive's the best in-game leader in the game, and I'd love to take some of his leadership skills and maybe put it into my own and help my team the best I can. This season, mainly looking forward to hopefully traveling the world, playing with my team, sticking as a 5 and doing the best we possibly can internationally and regionally.
I gotta say, guy, I am a massive fan of this E4 squad. I sat with them in Mexico when we were watching the Epsilon guys play, trying to give a ton of support for those lads. I love this squad. I am a massive fan of Breaker as well.
Yeah, Breaker, that man's a hard worker. He's
such a nice guy, really is. But I must say, I am excited to learn a little bit more about the French squad. Of course, currently orgless. Yes. So hopefully they can find an Org or Fight Night, a fantastic platform to do just that. But here is a look at our map bans and pick. Lift gone, Impact gone, Foundation gone, as is Reclaimed. It is a show match, so it will just be a best of one. And we're going over to Harbor for this match.
Yeah, and Harbor, that's going to be an E4 pick. And to touch bases a little bit more on the French squad, that's going to be a team consisting of Mayhem, Reacts, Dark Frag, Kenny, and Sleazen. So we've seen these guys beforehand on the Supremacy roster, some of them in the beginning of the season as well. But they're out there, they're mixing and matching, and, you know, they're trying to figure things out. And, folks, we got a few announcements today, as you guys have seen from the Twitter, just to kind of tease them a little bit.
You're such a tease guy.
You know, tease the announcement of the teaser announcement that happened on Twitter.
You're teasing the
for
teaser
the
of
big
the teaser.
announcements. Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know, that will be happening a little bit later on in the show. So if you guys are curious of what that's about.
Hold on, wait. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, dude. Of course I know what it is.
Damn, I've been out the loop too long.
I'm joking. I do know what it is. But folks, hopping into Harbor, and guess what? Beanz is back. Back again.
I was waiting for the
Beanz is back.
Oh, here we go.
Tell a friend.
I'm so excited. Guys, make sure you tweet out the stream. Gears of War Fight Night. We have a fantastic evening ahead of you. We're kicking things off, of course, with our European show match as it stands on board with Chidwick from E4. And, of course, E4 off to a pretty decent start. A and B already locked in. Currently with a 2-1 hill advantage. As you can see, the A hill being taken away from them by the Frenchsquad.
Yes, it is. And, you know, on board with Chidwick, and, you know, I like the aggressiveness that I'm seeing out of E4. You know, they're trying to get through. They've made it to the B, but not my fault. Not aggressiveness out of E4. Aggressiveness out of the Frenchsquad. Being able to get both home hills, getting control over B at the same time. But you see Mush picking up 2 kills, trying to defend his home hill. But Kenny, domination coming through. But can Kenny clutch up and get these last 2? Oh, not a
swing and a miss. Unfortunately, not going to happen. Does ultimately fall, but the aggression is still going to be there, guy. Frenchsquad knocking on the door for a trip cap domination. Finally, E4 able to slay out. Of course, very low respawns in round 1 of Escalation, as I'm sure many of you watching at home know. 10 seconds in the first round and increases by 2 seconds per round until the reset at half time. But early on, got to favor the Frenchsquad here. They've earned themselves a nice big chunk of time, 93 to 51. E4 trying to fight back.
And yeah, and, you know, this is good. That early aggressiveness from the Frenchsquad, we're seeing it in that scoreline. It's just a good 40-point lead, but here comes the retake, and E4 are able to regain control over their home hill. They're able to make it back to B as well. As you can see from the overhead, they are getting chased back a little bit, and they will lose this B hill, but not enough time to cut this deficit.
Obviously, the first time we saw E4 control their home in mid-neutral, Frenchsquad made a nice overextension up top. They put pressure on the home hill. This time, though, they say, nope, we don't have resources on that side of the map. Let's just go straight over towards the B hill. They retake control just by picking up a couple of kills, and you know, this is good for them now. Just kind of bleed that clock down, try and get towards that 210 point. You have the 2-1 lead. You have a huge lead in terms of points, guy. Everything is going right for the French boys.
Now, you know me, I don't mind, you know, a little bit of that turtle action in these earlier rounds with these shorter respawns, but they did a good job retaking B, retaking that 50-point line, but, you know, the kill came in. Chidwick was able to assist that and get him dark frag, but here comes the return with Sleazen. 4v4 situation. This is all for control over up top. If you can control this this winch in this stern, you can pretty much control this map. But E4 is going to have to be aggressive because, as you guys can hear, that domination is coming through, and E4 will be able to decap the B hill. But the question is, can it get to the Frenchsquad's home hill?
Doesn't look like it. The important kills come through. Reacts shuts down the final push there. And at 2:01, if you're E4, you have to fly towards the Frenchsquad's home hill. Will anyone be able to touch it in time? Not going to happen. 1-0 to the French.
There you go. And, you know, when it comes down to if we were to probably, well, I can't really say that confidently. I was gonna say if we was to tally up the years of experience between the both teams, I was gonna say, you know, probably can lean it more into the Frenchsquads, but I can't accurately say that confidently on stream. But what I can say is that when it comes down to, you know, players who have qualified for those stipends and probably traveled to more events for the Gears of War 4 seasons, is definitely probably this Frenchsquad and the players on there. Because we've seen them time and time again, even when they were with Vitality,
Supremacy,
last season. Yep, exactly. So
definitely a lot of names on that team. Obviously, Kenny, Darkfrag too, that a lot of people will know Mixum as well from previous seasons. But it seems like they've managed to get themselves a bit of a superstar team thrown together. Of course, they don't always work in esports. However, chemistry is a huge factor. But it seems like they have that kind of locked down. You
know what? I would say this: that when it comes down to any esport, for whatever reason, when it comes down to international teams, I love French teams. For whatever reason, I really do. I just feel like I've always seen some exciting gameplay, and I've just found myself rooting for a lot of French teams recently throughout different esports.
Fair enough. I know you had fun when you went to Paris, but I didn't realize they touched your heart like that.
You know, yeah, we did have fun. You know, walking around the villas and
nice.
The city,
Dive Tower,
the cuts,
the food.
Oh,
Chef Blaze came out in full effect in Paris.
They really did. You know, shout out to Jovan. And was Waldo part of that crew?
Yeah.
Was he walking around with us?
Yeah. Maybe.
No, I think it was Micho with Joe Fine.
Oh, might have just been
Yeah, that was
the
good
Three
time.
Musketeers walking through Paris. The French, you're right. You know, their playstyle has always been one which tends to be faster than most other regions, but as it stands right now, well, they may need to play a little bit of defense. Never mind, 5 people go down. They drop like dominoes. A fantastic response there from the English squad in E4.
And then, yeah, that's
Well, I shouldn't say English. I know there's a couple of Welsh guys there. They'll probably get offended by that. I apologize. The United Kingdom squad.
Yeah, thank God you corrected that, because I would have had noticed that. You know, I don't know you guys' systems and cultures over there in Europe. You know what's offensive and what's not. I don't know you're gonna take a crack at it. Not gonna happen.
I was gonna say it reminds me of the older times here on Gears Fight Night where you thought Conor McGregor.
It was not that. Yo, you know
wasn't from Ireland.
You know what the
was he,
funny thing is, because I walk past this bar going to my house every day, and they have a Ireland flag hanging on the outside. I look at it every day, and I'm just like, it's only a shade off.
It's only a shade off Italian, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. The orange and the red, the colors in the same order. You know, bring it up for you Season 1 Gears Fight Night fans. You guys remember those times?
Oh, they definitely don't. They don't forget that.
Yeah, no, you really can't forget that one. You know, but to go back a little bit more into this match, you know, I like what E4 did in the last round. They were very aggressive. I love the pushback that showed that the French squad, like, hey, you know what, we're here to play. Don't think that you're gonna have any easy rounds. It just shows that when E4 gets that opening break, they're able to transition at it better into domination.
And it's an important response as well, just for the mentality of the game for both teams, right? If you're E4, you have to respond well after that first round. You need to come back and say, no, we are here to compete. We can take this French squad down. But this is a great response coming in from the French side. Already, trip cap domination coming through just 30 seconds into the round. However, again, big defensive play coming in from E4, but the pressure's still going to be there. It's Dark Frag left between a rock and a hard place, a 1v2, scrambles away. Needs to just wait for maybe a little bit more support here before he tries to make that push solo.
So I like what Mayhem did, because you need a player like that on your team where he's able to look around and say, you know what, my teammate's going to win this fight at B. You know what, our home hill is already capped. These guys are distracting them. Let me go try to make this play for the domination. You know, let me go try to draw attention. And he went on top of that home hill, started some drama, allowed his teammates to really secure positions elsewhere on the map.
Right,
and even though they were down a man, that guy who was defending a home hill can just kind of move up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Can just move up to the front lines and they'll be all good.
Of course, as soon as you hear that beat, the trip cap domination causes people to panic, right?
Yes.
It may not be the whole team, but if it causes one person to panic, one person to second guess by half a second, maybe they're going towards B, they hear it and they think, I'm going to go back to home hill. No, I have to push B. That 1 second, that's all it takes. We've seen it be the difference time and time again, guy. It really is so important to put the pressure on when you can.
And you know, and that's kind of how, like, you know, where the Mr. Krabs things kind of came into the scene. You know, the Mr. Krabs emote. So if you ever hear the players say that, hey, go for that Mr. Krabs, they mean, hey, kind of go for that sneak trip cap domination, cause that drama. Because, you know, if you're in a 1v1 fight and you start hearing that, that's the emotion in which a lot of these players have.
Makes a lot of people panic.
Yeah, and in the first round in which the French squad won, they almost got that domination early on as well. They were fighting for it. They were very, very aggressive. So I'm liking what I'm seeing out of both these teams so far, taking control of their advantages when they come.
Again, another round, though, where E4 need to respond. Of course, it was on this side of the map. E4 were able to lock in that very quick trip cap. They've already locked in the B hill. Now, can they convert the momentum into kills? 2 players fall for the French squad. Now they're kind of left trying to do defensive duty. You can see Mayhem already tracking all the way back, but pretty weak. He's expecting the push to come through. Does have a couple of teammates here in support, and here is that push coming in from E4.
Now, on board with Mayhem, looking to push these players out. They saw E4 getting aggressive, and you see IRMJ. We're gonna call him MJ for the stream.
I was trying to figure out how to say it, so I just kind of didn't say it yet. I was like, I'm gonna wait to see what Guy says, and I'll go with that.
Yeah, we're gonna call him MJ. So MJ was able to back out of that situation and regroup with his teammates, but the push coming in from the French squad. And you know, this is a situation where it was a 2v2. It was Breaker and MJ up top wing, and they got it down, but they still both ran out. I don't like how they ran away from that situation and gave up top so easily. It was almost like somebody made a call out saying, hey, you know what, they're pushing back up, but then they had a prime opportunity in front of them, and sometimes you got to just disregard that call out and say, hey, you know what, we're about to fight this.
Dog Frag wants to eye up the E4 home hill once again. Full red doing a good job, just being a nuisance if nothing else. The down comes through as well. But it seems like the B hill may be the first target here for the French squad. As it stands, though, it is E4 with a point lead. Do bear that in mind. 124 to 81. B still neutral, though, Guy.
Yeah, but the winch control is in favor of the French squad, so that should help Reacts and Kenny get in on top of the B hill without any issues.
And that is a perfect view of what you talk about every single time we see this map, right? How important is winch? You see the crossfire coming through. When the B hill is neutral, it's so easy to just walk in, keep your head down while your teammates give you the lines of fire above.
And we kind of saw Chidwick sneak under the guy from winch, and that call out was not made. And Chidwick was able to get towards the 8 hill and take that from the French squad to keep the 2 hill advantage in favor of his team. And now nobody's going to back up. And Chidwick, he's looking like, is anybody going to push me? No. And if somebody does, he's pretty much going to have the 1v.
Oh, the panic. Oh, no. Oh.
Trying to dodge some shots.
You're good.
He's not good. You're right. He panicked. As soon as he saw that guy, you got to square up with him. Square up and get that shot off. That's a 1v1 to pretty much secure this game for your team if they win that.
At least keeps you alive, that's for sure, as it stands. Dark Frag looking to be aggressive over towards C, but Reaction's gone in there by himself. A 1v3, highly unfavorable. Dark Frag now to the rescue. Can he go and clean up crew? No, he can't. That seemed like a massively missed push time, or I should say timing completely off on that push there. Both players end up going in solo. As it stands, though, the point lead is being reduced, but the kills come in for E4. They should be good to neutralize the B hill, stop any further pushes from E4, of course, and they're not going to be able to close that gap in the point lead. This one will go to E4. We're all tied up 2-2.
Yeah, good retaliation from E4. Like what I saw, I like the plays and the flames, but that overhead view in which we saw in that B hill was perfect at that time because we saw the overextension by Chidwick to really secure that lead for his team. We saw how important that winch position was for the French squad to get control over that B hill as well.
Don't get me wrong, though. That almost went bad when Chidwick kind of messed up that 1v1. You've seen those kind of go the other way there, of course, and a potential trip cap could have come through. But French squad, again, their timing's a little bit off there as they tried to collapse on E4's home hill. They managed to survive, of course, and we're now level at 2-2, getting into the later part of the first half now. Of course, our respawns, they're heading on up there, 18 seconds now, and with how good the French squad's early breaks were, and of course round 1 and round 2, you may expect them to take these later few rounds.
Yeah, you know what, and I agree with that. You know, they've been doing good, especially early on, especially with that early on aggressiveness. And as these respawn timers increase, I can definitely see some dominations coming in their favor with these 16-second plus respawn rounds. And we're going to see Mayhem take out MJ over the top of that cover. Now, looking to push in.
I know we have that conversation about stats all too often, but I feel like first bloods or first pick, something along that line would be so important just to kind of see, because the French squad have been so good at it. This round, however, what's been interesting is they get that first pick, but instantly E4 respond with multiple picks of their own. And because of that, now you're in the situation where E4 actually control the mid-neutral hill, they control their own home hill as well. French squad, in a high respawn round, they may have to do some defensive work straight off the bat.
They might have to. You know, you see them, you got Dark Frag, you got Mike Smo top, watching over the top, and, you know, they're being real passive. Still only have 1 kill in their favor. I want to see Sleazen kind of focus on his B hill. I'm trying to figure out why they're not getting aggressive, but you can't have miss rolls like that, Dark Frag. He's going to fall, and now E4 looking to get aggressive, looking to take out Sleazen and Mike Smo next. Trying to see if they can get in, but they still holding strong on top Stern.
They are indeed, but for how long? That is the question. As it stands, the B hill, that's where the fight is. You saw the hill start to decap, but E4, they managed to keep hold of it, and a lot of damage has been done very early on in this one. 110 to 50, trip cap potential to come through. C hill is completely neutral, so the French squad not earning any points whatsoever, but again, in a high respawn round, you don't really have to worry too much about the points. Now it's just about getting control of the map, making sure no one, of course, does lock in the trip cap, but if you are able to simultaneously push C, B, and A all at the same time, you win your 1v1s in an 18-second respawn round, guy, you can easily trip cap into the French squad.
You really can. It just happens that quickly. Now, let's see. Can we see the crossfire coming out, taking some shots. B hill still in full control for E4, and you know, I was upset with the French squad because they had control over winch for the longest, but they didn't push to get this B hill. I feel like they should have had a lot sooner than what they did. It's almost like a system of operations that happened. You know, you fight for control over the stern. This is where the stern is right now, where MJ is. That whole box. You fight for control over that. Then you get the winch at that bottom part. As soon as you get that, you make sure you have control over the neutral hill. Which is that B hill, and then once you get that, you can slowly start to move in and play for that domination once you secure those things down first.
Well, as it stands, 196 to 96 points. It's a 100-point lead for E4. They've done the dirty work this round. Now it's just a formality. Close it out. Don't make any mistakes. Break it with the intelligent push over towards the B hill. Is going to force Darkfrag over towards him. The 1v1 is won convincingly and comfortably, and that will be the round in favor of E4. They now put themselves 3-2 up. We go into a 20-second respawn round where, again, if you're the French squad, you get another first blood, another first pick in the round. You have to utilize that numerical advantage. Force, collapse, try and put E4 under immediate pressure. Do not allow them to walk out, in a favorable position. You're in a 5v4. Don't allow E4 then to win 1v1 scattered across the map, especially not in a 20-second respawn round.
Nah, that's unacceptable. You got to find where you have the man advantage on the map. So let's look at this weapon selection. It's been light so far. We've had the Botox, we've had Hammerbirds, we've had blocks up top. And this is something, this has always been one of my big criticisms, especially when it comes down to casting a lot of the European regions matches, is that I feel like they're a little bit too passive when it comes down to these weapon selections.
We've said that a few times, right? We've seen other regions that kind of come through, and it's like, all right, get bold, get brave straight off the bat. But some are just kind of, I don't know, cool, calm, and collected guy. They don't like to take risks. I'm a risk taker.
Yeah, I am as well. When we saw the last European 2K final, when I think it was between Fable and I got the name is on the tip of my tongue. It was Rage in them teams. But when we saw that, we saw the aggressive weapon placement style. All right, of Fable. We saw Fable pretty much adapting, and actually the last European final was Supremacy in there versus Fable. But we saw how aggressive they were with the weapon placement. They were playing more of a North American style.
Here's my critique, though. They do that against other teams in that region because they know they can bully and they know they can get away with it. Where's that against the top North American teams?
I think that's what I think. Honest to God, truth, I think we saw that in Mexico City. We saw that from Fable. Yeah, I think it's the reason why they went so far.
Okay.
I feel like during the event they started to really evolve and adapt, and I seen them make a lot of the same moves in which Optic made when it came down to weapon placements.
I'm still so happy with those guys.
I am too.
I had the biggest smile on my face after that event. I was so proud.
I gave them some tough love afterwards.
You did?
Yeah, tough love, but I said congratulations. But
tough. I love how you just went straight to tough love.
No, I went into tough love first because I knew the L was fresh on their mind, and I didn't want them to talk to them like a week later while they forgot a few things. I wanted them to know, in that moment where their mistakes were. Because we want to see that region succeed.
Most definitely do, and I mean you can see the growth in Europe all throughout. Very close game here to kick off.
Speaking of that, we got announcements later.
You're such a I don't know what it is, man. I've not been here for like a month and a half, and I don't get to know any of the important
fault
stuff.
is that?
It's not my fault, guy. Leave me alone.
Oh boy, what Mike's?
Oh, the French squad.
We both gonna cry on this stream tonight.
Don't tease me like that, because
I don't get a chance to see you no more.
I know it's bad. I see you for what, like 2 hours a week now? I'm gonna start FaceTiming you. I'm just gonna start FaceTiming.
Yo, we really should start. Why don't we FaceTime each other more?
I don't know. We started playing video games again together, which is nice.
Which is dope.
Feels good, man.
It does feel good, A lot of good times.
As it stands, E4, though, they have the lead in this one, 150 to 104. Just the one hill, though, so do bear that in mind. You obviously mentioned you don't mind seeing turtling in the early rounds. Well, when it gets to these later respawn rounds, that's where turtling can get a little bit scary, and this is exactly why the French squad pushing through. They pick up the kills. RMJ ultimately falls. Kenny, though, fell as well, and that may be just enough to slow down the French squad. Instant revive comes through, and again, E4, they are down, and you see the pressure now coming through. Trip Cap Domination being knocked in.
Yes, Leeson. Look, he's going to be pushing through the top. Domination coming through. That 80 hill will get broken. You will be able to see one E4 member on top of the French squad's home hill, back in the back corner.
Chidwick's right off spawn. He's like, guys, I'm helping! Took like 2 shots, instantly goes down. Guys, I'm down! Need a res real quick! Not going to be able to do too much there, and you can see the points, how things have turned. French squad tied up. Trip Cap Domination once again coming through with that. 4 players down. Mush last man up. We're all tied up going into the second half.
Nah, I feel like this is where the real game is about to start, folks.
Right?
Yeah. Well, especially with these hills swapping out as well, and these home hills moving down low, we will start to see a few different strategies, because with these home hills being down low, you can actually do a successful home hill setup on this side of the map if you want. But still, the main fight will be between Winch and Stern. It's going to be up top, because why? height advantage. If anybody, you know, if you play shooters, you know that height advantage is everything.
Does help.
Get it.
It does help. Shooting down at your opposition definitely a little easier than shooting up.
You know, you feel like a bully, you feel like a big man when you're shooting down, but shooting up, you just feel so helpless.
Definitely do. As now the first round of the second half underway. Of course, we do go back down to 10-second respawn. Sky mentioned, of course, our hills flip and all weapons removed off the map from the first half. So weapon placements starting off with Dark Frag, and unfortunately, that's going to be a 3-piece for E4. How will the French squad respond? Well, not very well, apparently. 4 go down, leaves Kenny last alive on defensive duty over towards his home hill. There is a huge 1v1, which he has to at least delay if he can't win it. Now to 1v2, shuts down Mush, goes down, but did do just enough, it looks, to buy his teammates time. They still have to win a couple of key gunfights still on the hill, and it seems like they've done it. Warrior and RMJ both fall, and for now, the French squad survive.
Yes, they do. Going to be on board with Breaker. You know, we saw him early on in his piece saying, you know, how much he loved Gears Esports. Now, locking down his hill, he's going to be in a 1v2. Got off to a slow start early on, but definitely has picked it up. He's going to have some help from his teammate. Mush is going to be with him. They need to get some shots in on Mikeson, and Mikeson's going to end up falling. Now, Sleazen, he's going to end up falling as well. So top control will be in favor of the French squad. But as I said, down low on this map, you can do a successful home hill setup. You see the D hill and F hill controlled by the French team.
Here's the problem, though. As soon as E4 started winning the initials, a couple of French squad players made their way up top to try and help. Well, the help never came. They fall as well. So E4 instantly put pressure back on the home hill. 2-1 advantage. It's only going to last a couple of seconds because once again, the French squad there to trade. A couple of shots going across map. Will they land the down? It looks as if he's still good. Breaker, of course, over there with his teammate, RMJ, looking to just do their defensive duties for the E4 squad. They have the lead, but bear in mind, guys, still a very fragile one at that.
Yes, it is. You know, this could be flip-flopped at any moment. Only one hill in favor for E4, and that's going to be their home hill. So a good start. They need to get up top as soon as possible, but not put all their resources up there. You see RMJ, he's going to be down low to help Breaker just in case somebody does push, and that will be end up being a 2v2 fight down low. And actually, you can kind of see the outlines of the players. The entire French squad is looking to push back across because they don't even want to fight up top. They just saying, hey, you know what? This home hill setup is working out for us. There's only one guy here. Let's bully them.
The problem is they have to be quick. They don't want to allow E4 to rotate back over towards their home hill. You see those two players trying to do just that, putting the shots in, but good enough for the French squad. Now Dark Frag, he has to call for a little bit of help. You should see two players pushing. Immediately Mixon rotates all the way back towards his home hill. This has just become a beautiful game of chess, if you will. Players rotating back and forth, trying to apply pressure at the right side of the map. It's simply going to come down to now, guy, who is going to win the gunfights in a game as close as this?
Dark Frag versus Chidwick and Warrior.
Has to just delay.
His team needs a hill. He's looking for, and he cannot get him through the smoke, and he's going to fall, but the E-hill looking like it will go in favor of the French squad, but E4, I think it's going to be too big of a lead, especially with 3 players coming off a respawn. Folks, that should be all she wrote for round number 7.
Yeah, it was falling really to Mixon. He stayed at the E-hill, and this is the one thing I will say. I don't like that play. I really don't. In those situations, I feel someone needs to make that call. It's a brave call, and it isn't going to work all the time, but to say, leave E neutral. We don't have time to sit and cap E. You're the last man alive. We have to trip cap. Our only hope is you breaking the opposition home hill. You just got to leave it neutral. If they cap it, they cap it. If they don't, potentially we stay alive. That's your highest possible percentage play you can make in those situations. Unfortunately, of course, that doesn't come through, and E4 ultimately take the round.
And you know what? I'm with you. And you know what? That comes down to... That's something that you cannot be told. And that's what makes the top North American teams elite.
Agreed.
Because these are plays that players know, hey, you know what, I need to make this, and I don't need anybody to tell me I need to make this play. I know that this is the right play, and I'm going to make it. And if somebody wants to argue with me at the end of the round, then we can argue.
Yeah, so
but, you know, this is what I got to do in order to try to keep the team in the round. Those small little thought processes, you know, is time, you know, and that's time in which you can't waste time thinking. You need to be more reactive, and that's what separates a lot of the top teams and the amateur teams.
And that definitely comes from experience, right? You put in those positions time and time again when championships and big money is on the line, and of course, you know, making those decisions in Fight Night get a little risky, you know. I like to see it. I really do. Experiment with a couple of things. Yes, of course, you are trying to get the pro points, and you're trying to walk away as 2K champs, but you know, you're playing against another team that's one of the best in your region. You should definitely be a little bit more willing to take risks, and that goes for everything, including weapon placement, in my honest opinion. But Dark Frag, of course, he wins the up tough fight against RMJ. Managed to claim the M-Bar as his prize. And once again, the Frenchsquad with a 2-to-1 hill advantage.
And you know, shout out to the pink M-Bar skins. If you guys, you know, are here trying to get some Gears esports skins, make sure you're watching on live.gearsaward.com. Complete your quest, get your packs. That's going to be the best and, you know, main places to watch Gears esports. If you watch it anywhere else, you're kind of failing. Just to be honest with you, you know. Make sure you collect your skins and your prizes and everything of that sort.
Yeah, exactly. You get free stuff just for watching.
Exactly,
Who doesn't
right?
want free stuff?
I don't know about y'all, but I love free stuff. You saw my laptop on the desk.
Yeah, what you think he's got on there? Let me tell you, it ain't notes. Live.gears.4.com basically right there. As it stands, 2-to-1 hill advantage back in favor of E4 as they look to just give themselves a bit of breathing room in this one. Still, of course, 4-3. They're trying to give him a bit of a cushion. And as the Trip Cup domination does come through, this could be the cushion. However, the important fight is now going to be on the mid-neutral hill. Warrior still trying to rain down M-Bar shots. Managed to get the revive. Can they somehow find the pick? Doesn't look like it. Left scrambling once again.
Now this E hill should go in favor of E4. It is decapped. Well, E4 is going to actually lose their home hill. The 1v1 was one for the E hill, so that's going to keep that in E4's favor. But now, can they get back to their home hill in time? You got Mikesum, you got Reacts, both trying to hold off. And they will get both these downs. I think RMJ is... Oh, never mind. He isn't down. I thought he was. And Reacts will fall. Now, Mikesum versus RMJ. Full control over the home hill. And RMJ, he's going to be patient. He's going to wait for his teammates to respawn. You know, he says, hey, we got E. It's not that big of a deficit. Let me just hold off. And he's downing people left and right.
Yes, and again, this second half has been unbelievably close. Of course, the first half was close as well. Finished 3-3. But I feel like the actual rounds themselves, unbelievably back and forth. Once again, Trip Cap domination just teased by the Frenchsquad, but RMJ instantly there to pounce on the home hill, make sure that that goes no further. But a 20-point lead now in favor of the Frenchsquad. Have they done enough this round? Can they close it out? Just need to win their gunfights here. It is as simple as that. Do not allow E4 to put the pressure. If you really wanted to, you could get smart. You could play the rotations, and they may actually be forced to now as Darkfront goes down. Kenny with a big win on Chidwick. That's just going to delay that clock as they reach 200.
Now, Kenny gets cleaned up. You see the score increasing.
Turtle.
Kenny decap the D hill. RMJ, he will fall, and the Frenchsquad will tie this up.
Gaia, I feel like that was closer than it needed to be.
It was way closer than it needed to be.
If you're the Frenchsquad, you heard me say it, you can just play the rotation game. As soon as you lose that first gunfight in a moment like that, it's okay to send one of your players on home hill to the other team's home hill. Yep. Even if you're running past the guy that's pushing you, you don't have to take that fight.
You don't have to take that fight.
You don't have to take that fight. You can just say, see ya.
Especially if you know that all your opponents are spawned up as well. And that just pretty much means that they're probably going to be further away from the home hill because they're in a desperate situation trying to push across the map and clear out your team. And so, yeah, if you can secret man and kind of sneak past somebody, like, hey, all means cool.
Even if you just run straight past him and he has to turn around and take an extra 3, 4, 5 seconds to try and shoot you in the back and you go down, he goes to clean you up, that's 5, 6 seconds you just wasted of a potential push on your home hill. That's more valuable than turtling and trying to fight at 2v4.
Yeah. You know, but so far in the second half, I love the weapon placement of that M-Bar up top by the Frenchsquad. You know, that's been
it's been good.
Yeah, it has been good for the team. I love those. And see, when it comes down to long range weapons on this map, on top of that E hill, and we already talked about how it has a height advantage towards the lower half of the map. You can also get some easy headshots. You have to be aware at all times of where that M-Bar player is. But this time, we're going to see Breaker, E4, doing a little quick pick strat. Meaning that they're going to pick up this power weapon and leave and run with this.
That's kind of surprising, though. Of course, it is on the E hill. You may have liked to see them back away and try and land some shots with the M-Bar. Instead, they just completely back away.
And you know what? I think they probably backed away too much. Like, they backed away for a full reset. Now they reset, and it's like, all right, well, let's get some vision. But I think even with K-Breaker in his position, I think he can still be closer to the fight and still hit some of these shots.
I mean, that's the thing. You got to hit the shots, right? You go for a quick pick, pull away strat like that. You better believe you pressure on your M-Bar player. Woo! Well, there you go. Yeah, apply a little bit of pressure.
I need one more.
I need one more. You want one more?
Can you
Breaker's good. Watch this. You ready? Peek. I dare you. I dare you. Yeah, you see, make him running. Kenny, you gonna peek? You gonna peek? Nah, ain't nobody gonna peek Breaker after he's hitting heads. Ooh, swinging a miss.
He was close with it. Trying to time the guy getting up off the revive. I like the play, but that's the one thing about having M-Bars and sniper rifles is that you need to understand what's the best position in which I can hit these shots but still be close in the fight at all times. You know, if you back up too far and you try to be a long-range player, then when your teammates die, you're not even close enough to, you know, get a revive or assist in those situations.
And even just a body shot, right? That can change the entire dynamic of a team fight. You just land an extra bit of damage, an extra shot, can really aid your teammates as they go into a 4v4 fight. As it stands, though, Frenchsquad 125-1, 2-point lead, 2-1 hill advantage. Great to see when E4 go back and watch this, they potentially wish they could have replayed this round. Of course, this is a big one. Going to put someone, obviously 5-4, very, very close to finishing the game.
When we take a look at our score, we're going to be seeing the Frenchsquad with a good 30-point lead, and they're going to be having that home hill set up as well. They've been giving up the M-bar. They've been giving up top side to E4, and they're like, hey, you know, y'all do y'all thing. You know, we don't have faith in you guys hitting these shots.
What are you waiting for?
That's definitely the way it seems, right? They're basically just saying, you want M-bar?
Go
take
for
it. Yeah, we'll take 2-1 hill advantage all day long. And now the problem is E4, even though they got the kills, it took so long to transfer the kills towards points. Finally, the pressure comes in D, but you have to collapse. You have to go now over towards F. Mush, you really have to just put the M-bar away, and this is what I'm talking about. He doesn't have time to waste. He has to go straight past the player, running into a wall of Frenchsquad. And unfortunately,
that into a wall of baguettes being flown at him. And now, React looking to seal this round, and yes, they will. The Frenchsquad.
If you're going to sit back and you're going to play that kind of strat, it's fine. As soon as you get the kills, you have to be quick, though. You can't take as long. You saw 2 kills come in for E4, and nothing happened. Nothing. As soon as you get that, you have to apply pressure on the map.
The simplest term in which how I can sum up that round for E4 is getting lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sauce, because they were lost.
Because, you know, you got it was just the M-bar play, so to speak. You know, you got it, and you know, I like this fire rate. You know, you're taking a shot, you're charging up, you know, you're shooting these shots off, but they're not connecting. Also, certain moments during that round in which I felt like the 2 different players who had the M-bar could be in a fight helping their teammates. Maybe they would have hit more shots with that Lancer out. But if not the Lancer, the pistol. You know, just being more engaged and understanding that, you know what, the round's coming down to the end. You know, I might not be able to make this play. You know, let me just put myself in a better position.
And this now pivotal round in the match. Frenchsquad, can they give themselves a 2-round cushion and put themselves at match point? Pressure on E4 to try and tie things up. Once again, it has been a truly brilliant way to start off this evening's fight night. Very back-and-forth action. A great game. We love to see great games. Love to see round 13. Imagine if we got all round 13 on my return.
You know what? Today, I wouldn't even be mad.
Imagine.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Oh, dear me.
You know,
this is a good start.
This really is. The more times I can cast with you brings me joy to my life.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You know, it makes me blush.
Same. Not even gonna lie. Much looking for.
And I think the whole chat is loving it too as well.
I hope so.
Yeah, right?
I hope so. I'm gonna pray for more snow blizzards in the future. I'm gonna start doing a snow dance. I don't even know if there is snow.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm with you. We'll find some ancient text.
Exactly that. Mush still trying to find an angle with the M-bar. Well, no success just yet. And early on in this one, point lead is a very fragile, 4 points in favor of E4. They recognize they are okay as it stands. You can realistically wait for the Frenchsquad to make a mistake. In high respawn round again, it is worth mentioning, but Mush may be forced to actually leave the E-hill, and this is not good.
All right, so this is another round in which the Frenchsquad, they stood still. They stood still. They placed that M-bar down. Frenchsquad not able to really come out on top with it. Oh no, you're not gonna get hit. Like, yeah, I'm about to say you just got hit in that position. But the Frenchsquad has been allowing E4 to come out with this M-bar, even though this is a weapon in which they placed. And they've just been still controlling this map, you know, in every corner.
It's almost like a crazy kind of bait. It's almost like a very elaborate bait. Like,
I don't know if this is intentional or this is just happening.
I feel like it's just happening. Maybe I'm wrong.
I just feel like they just have good heads-up plays and reactions. Maybe E4 is just, you know, I'm going to pay, you know, a little bit closer attention going into the next round, but maybe E4 is just better at getting out that power weapon, you know, placing those smokes down and getting those quick picks. But the Frenchsquad, they have been reacting very, very phenomenal, just making sure that they control the home hill, that they don't got control up top, making sure they control the E-hill and protect their home hill in the same process. They've been doing a lot of things right, in which I'm loving to see.
Problem is, for the French squad, the E-Hill being taken away from them. It's E4 once again trying to apply the pressure. Still just a 4-point game here in this round. You know how important it is. The French squad could give themselves a 2-round cushion, be massive, put themselves at match point, but it's going to be Mush now fighting from behind. Can he shut down Darkfrag? No, he can't. Darkfrag held his shot, lands the headshot, gets the M-bar pick as well on Chidwick. That could be the game-changing moment.
And we know why. Oh, don't do it to him.
He's feeling himself. He's feeling real good.
You know, Darkfrag, you know, we've seen him make these plays with M-bars beforehand on his previous team. Looking for another one.
So good.
Locking down his heel by himself.
Oh, he just put E4 in his back pocket, said, thank you very much. I'll take control of this round.
And then he put like an old candy wrapper back there as well for the ultimate disrespect.
Not letting E4 away with anything. Darkfrag wants more.
Come on.
Extends the streak to 5. Looking for a 6th. Will he find it? Well, in current form, you'd be a crazy man to bet against him. A beautiful round, and you can see 3 rounds back to back now. The most we've seen all game puts our French squad at match point.
Let's see how can E4 respond in this situation. You see Mush, 27 kills, leading the team. But we have seen him, you know, miss a good amount of M-bar shots when he needed him the most, I feel like. But let's see what the weapon placement is. Boom. That'll really mix things up.
No, I'm not hot.
Maybe that's the right amount of chaos for you to try to come out on top.
I mean, it's interesting, right? E4 have walked away with a power weapon every round. Would you favor them to do it with Boom? Probably.
It depends on which one they want to prioritize. You know, of course, you'll say, hey, let's prioritize Boom over the top. But maybe, okay, let's say you send your front spawn. I think Mush has been front spawn for the team. Yep, he is front spawn for the team. You send Mush in to get the Boom. Darkfrag, he's front spawn for his team. And maybe he says, hey, you know, maybe he wants to go for the M-bar. Who knows? Even if you got a Boom shot, you still got to push up to the top. You know, you still have to push up on some type of height advantage. But let's see how both these teams want to break out. Looking like we're still going to get 2 people up top because they still want to fight for that win. It is going to still be Mush versus Darkfrag for the M-bar. And
just leaves.
Did he go help his teammate? Oh yeah, he did. He backed out fully.
Said, not today.
So he had help from somebody, and that guy, I think he still is on the winch.
And I want to point out, that was a really smart play from Mush, right? You see how he held so long before picking up the M-bar? Didn't want to give anything away. That, however, is a little unfortunate. The trade does come through.
That's where Darkfrag's teammate was. He was waiting on the flank. He was like, pick it up and run away. I know exactly what you're going to do. So M-bar is out of play now unless it's on the ground. If so, I think Darkfrag would have caught it out for Warrior to pick up.
Yeah, there's the Boom, though.
So in this round, yeah, all power weapons win in control of E4, but they still have no hills.
Worth.
I can't believe
We'll see what happens.
Can the French squad close it out here? Or is there still some life left in E4? You see, of course, RMJ still for the Boom, looking to potentially push over towards the E-Hill. But the game slows down.
And you know what? I almost want to blame Warrior in a sense because, especially for Mush not getting out. And the reason why I want to blame him is because Mush and Darkfrag. So in this round, everybody has a man in which they need to be responsible
it's like
for.
man right?
Yeah. It's literally man-on-man situation. And Mush lost reaction. My fault, not Mush, but Warrior lost reaction. And so you know that's what ended up getting him killed and getting his top map control to the French squad.
Oh, this could be game. This could be game very soon here. This is actually a key fight with where everyone else is kind of positioned. Chidwick at least delay it. Oh, Chidwick wins it. I don't think in enough time though. Doesn't look like the pressure is going to come in on F just yet. E4 now, 2-1 hill advantage.
This is where you start thinking about. I was gonna say the next power weapon's coming up because Boom has at least another 30 seconds left. Chidwick did get the M-bar for respawn, minute 30 respawn timer for that. So
you can almost bait it too if you're E4, right? You have M-bar, so you can back away, put yourself in a good position, play for picks as the French squad try and play around the new Boom. You get the picks. You may not even need Boom to close this round out.
The question is, where do you want to put Chidwick with this M-bar? He needs to be in a very advantageous position to one, protect Boom shots, get some pressure on these guys, and you also want to see him, catch a pick on one of these guys as Lancering. Oh, he is gonna. So this is why I love Snipe a little bit more than M-bar personally, because when it comes down to these long-range weapons, there's always going to be somebody who's Lancering and who has tunnel vision and not paying attention. Ooh!
Triple?
Oh, not able to, but he is able to assist his teammate. Now the push comes through. This is where they have to get on top of this F hill, and they do not have much time.
And the problem is, of course, for Frenchsquad, that M-bar is going to be rattling at players off spawn. Time's ticking, though.
They need to be pushing at the same time. Yeah, Mush ended up getting a 1v.
Oh, no.
Oh. What was that?
Yo, someone's overextending to E, though.
Yeah, like,
this isn't
they
over.
gave up everything.
This isn't over. Kenny's made the smart play. Is anyone going to be in a position to contest? Or is the Frenchsquad going to walk away thanks to a sneak from Kenny? Warriors tearing towards, but I don't think it's going to matter. Kenny caps the hill, wins the 1v1. And just like that, E4 crumble under the pressure, and the Frenchsquad will be your show match champions.
Woo! And rightfully so. You know, a lot of resilience in which we saw from that team. And even just the rotations all around. You know, we saw E4 just not able to make the best out of power weapons, and I feel like that was the biggest detriment for him.
Obviously, we mentioned sometimes you can be sneaky, right? Prime example of how being sneaky sometimes pays out. The little sneak there from the Frenchsquad, they just sit on the E-hill, they're like, hey, where is everyone?
I was here. I was more lost on, he got the double collat with the M-bar, Reacts got the third. Last two are on a home hill. You have about maybe 4 alive, 5 maybe, and they didn't do a proper pitch to take the last 2 guys off the home hill.
I think it was panic. It felt like panic, right? You have one person push in, then someone coming in through mid who was just a little delayed to the fight. Then the other 2 players were like, well, we just lost a man. We'll try and trade it. But by that point, you already see the E-hills being capped. Someone has to wrap back. Chaos, man. Chaos.
A terrible boom was shot in the process as well.
We won't talk about that.
Yeah, we won't as well. But congrats to the Frenchsquad. Yeah. They've done phenomenal so far.
And
Orgless, and they look good today on Fight Night in that show match. And also tune in for the announcements as well today, because you may have an even better reason of why you want to pick these guys up for the next event. But we'll hold off. We'll hold off for that. He doesn't know, but we'll let you guys know soon after this commercial break.
They got out and they want to fight.